gotta get the bait. Ain't no need to lag, ain't no need to lag. Yeah, gotta chase the bait, gotta chase the bait. Ain't no need to lag.
What's up? Welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab. Give me just a moment to get up here. Turn that off. All right, we'll get cracking. As you guys are coming in, watching live or watching on the recorded version, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me as well. Please go ahead and hit those comments too. I love to interact in the chat. Love to bring those comments up on the screen. Super helpful. Somebody yesterday asked if we were going to run Suggs again because he had been killing it, on that PR number. Guess what? That did not hit yesterday. So we were able to have that interaction, and I pushed him away from it, and we were able to potentially steer him away from losing some money. I think his name was Jason, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Jason's in here again or not today. We're going to hit this record button and we'll get going. What's up and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. Live on YouTube today. We'll be live back on Twitter tomorrow. Show brought to you by Beer Money Picks. Been killing it in there. Had a fantastic day, really. Up almost 4 units. I threw one more play, of course. There's always room for one more play. And unfortunately, that did not work out overly well for us. Code all caps lunchtime, link at the bottom in the description here on YouTube. Or listen on Spotify, whatever you can find it. Check me out. Very good way to pick up some extra money. Right off the bat here, Steven says, is a 10K challenge possible? You know what? I don't think so. What's frustrating is I know that I can do it. And then and then the Celtics lost yesterday. So that I ended up losing 2 legs. I woke up this morning thinking like, hey, on the podcast here, we're going to do this is my favorite play of the 3, which normally I do tell you guys that, but I was thinking about doing it's like 10 straight bets in a row, right? So we've gone 2-1, 8 out of the last 9 days. We had 7 straight days of profit of 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 for 7 in a row. Lost off a hook, mind you. So we should really still be on the streak. And now we're on a streak of 1 again. What if I did a best bet out of all those and those best bets hit? And we don't pay attention to whether or not it's plus money. We do a minus 120, a minus 115, and we say, hey, this is it. Put $10 on this, or however much you want. Tomorrow, we're going to take those winnings, put it on the next one. The next time, we're going to take those winnings, put it on the next one. And we're going to do that 10 times in a row or 5 times in a row. I don't care. And we're going to win some extra money. I think I like that idea better. I don't love the slate today. And I'm just to be completely honest with you guys, like yesterday, I felt so good about my plays and they looked fantastic. Had a great day in the Discord. And then I'm looking today and it's like, I got some plays, but they're good plays. I like them. I bet them, but they're not something that I'm willing to like fight for and like stand on a table kind of thing or whatever, So, I guess we'll decide. Steven, I pulled him up in the chat. He thinks he likes it. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of people in here today, only a Wednesday though, obviously. So you have to let me know if we want to try to do outside of, just him, if that's maybe a good idea. And, I guess everybody's bankroll is different. So what's to start with $10 if that, some that hurts some people more than another, I guess. But, we pick one day of a pick of the day out of my 3, plays in the podcast, and we put $10 on it. And then the next day we put $20 on it. And so far, so on and so forth, So think on that. By the end of the show here, we may end up doing that. Jason, there you are. I think you were the guy asking about Suggs yesterday. But all right, today is Wednesday, 3/6. Before we get into today's plays, as always, we'll take a look back and see what we did yesterday. We had ourselves a nice little 2-in-1 day, like I said. Brandon Ingram over 5.5 assists. He had 6. I tell you, he probably would have had a lot more than that if we did not had that blowout. Man, I was actually sweating. He had 5 at halftime, and I may have tweeted it or I said it in the Discord, and I'm like, if Brandon Ingram hooks us on this bet, I'm going to be pissed. But luckily, we came through. Bogdanovich, on my notes here, I have what? Question mark. What did he score? 5 points, lowest all year. Terrible. I almost wanted to go back to him. Like, is he going to shoot that bad again? He is certainly in a slump, though. He had 2 straight games, and then he has just had this third game of shooting even worse. I think that certainly, quantifies a slump for us here. The Miles Turner over 16 and a half. I think he had 12 in the first quarter. Then they set him on the bench forever, and then he was able to, cash out for us. I think he ended with 20. So another 2 in one day. But quit, go. And then, like I said, we had 7 straight in a row of winning days, lost off the hook, and now we are back to it, back on it. And I think it's a good idea, guys. We're gonna try it. We'll pick out 1 straight. I'll post it on Twitter as well. Do a little graphic with it. And I think I do have a play that I like more than another here. I guess I'll decide as I go through them here. But the first play for us today, and I guess before we get all the way in there, reminder to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Hit 400 pretty quick, and I've kind of died off, man, like 405 or something, So watching recorded, watching live. Appreciate you guys all the same. If you have the capacity to share it, I can't wait for the time that like I have 100 people in here, and every day we're really getting after it, and the show continues to hopefully grow. So if I'm winning you guys money, do me a favor and try to find a way to promote it. Try to find a way to share it. I do this every day for free, just honestly out of the fun of getting in here and talking to you guys. So help me out, try to continue to grow it. And, I'll continue to try to get you guys some money. First play here, though, is going to be Franz Wagner over 9.5 rebounds and assists. If you look at the graph here, he's over, got something in my throat again. The last 10 graph doesn't look very good. This is the head-to-head graph with him over in 3 out of his last 6 games against the Wizards here. Most importantly, though, he's over it in 2 straight. This line, if you look, you can find an 8.5. It's minus 150. I'm not going to give you guys a minus 150. I'm not going to pretend that I got it last night at minus 120 when it dropped. I'm going to play the 9.5 because that's the best available. If you have an 8.5 and it's okay money, take that. Then he would have gone over this in 3 straight games this year, but he is just 2-1 to the 9.5 number that is currently up, sitting at plus 106. That's when I grabbed it. That's when I wrote the notes up here about 45 minutes ago. In his last 2 games, he put up 17 and 15 against the Wizards. In general, the Wizards are one of the worst teams in giving up rebounds and giving up allowing teams to get assists. Obviously, the Wizards are just having a rough time of it. 2 small forwards on the year, they're giving up the 2nd most rebounds and the most assists. In the last 7, they're giving up the 2nd most rebounds to small forwards and middle of the pack in assists. They are also one of the, if not, I believe they're actually the fastest paced team in the league. With that fast pace, we're going to see an uptick in speed from the Magic side. And Wagner, of course, has an uptake when he plays fast-paced teams. That creates more rebounds. There's more scoring opportunities. Therefore, there's more missing opportunities. And his rebounds, has a pretty big uptake when he plays against teams that are fast-paced. He's kind of, like a back and forth. Like he'll have a really good game. Doesn't, in terms of scoring, really good scoring game. Really, not a good scoring game. But just a really good matchup in terms of, rebounds and assists in this small forward position. So we'll ride with Wagner here over 9.5 rebounds and assists. The second play, man, we're going back to him. Going back to Fox, even though he just burned us the other day. De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points. The graph here is recent. The head-to-head against the Lakers. I mean, my son just closed the door. I was like wondering, like, that's never good when you're a little guy. He's almost 4. Close the door, and I'm gonna go out there and like he's doing something he shouldn't be. This graph shows head to head. He's at this 4 straight against the Lakers, 5 of his last 6 recent. This matchup, though, man, it's been one that he's owned in the past. Scoring profile just fits really well against the Lakers defense. They give up a lot of pull-up jumpers, 2s and 3s, and that fits his, like I said, his scoring profile really well. He takes a lot of pull-up shots. On the year, he's already scored 28 and 37 points against this Lakers team. So, I mean, he's cleared this like pretty well. D'Lo and, and company don't really have a great option for him. In general, I mean, we were on him, like I said the other day, after the All-Star break. He's over this number in 5 of his last 6 games. We were on it when he was out, 5 of 5. He had that one game, just the other day where he put up 20 points. 20 points is by no means a bad game. I didn't look to see how many shots he missed or anything like that. But what I am pretty sure he went into the fourth quarter with 19 points and he came away with 20. So it just wasn't a really good scoring fourth quarter. I really don't remember, whether or not it was like a blowout or if he didn't need to score, somebody else was killing it. Like I didn't really look that deep, to be honest. So shame on me, I guess. But we have a pretty high total against two teams that play, pretty fast. The Lakers 6 and the Kings 12th. And there really should just be a lot of back and forth extra possessions. And on the year, the Lakers are allowing the 10th most points to point guards. So they're allowing everybody else to continue to score pretty well against them. And we see Fox, who's really kind of dominated in this matchup. I guess I'd almost even let you guys potentially pick. So Wagner, I really like the play, but he's not really. I'm not really feeling that in terms of if we're trying to mess around with this 10 straight bets in a row to do the 10K. Here are the people that are live. Fox would be one of them, and then my next play would be the other option. And those that are live, if you guys want to chime in and choose which one you think we're going to run with for our official play of the day, where we're going to try to do a rollover type thing challenge. And I'll make a graphic and I'll share it on Twitter, as well but I say make a graphic, I'm just going to find like something somebody already did. And then I'm just going to put the slip over the top of it. But hey, sometimes I like cut them out and do a little something fancy, but like, I'm really not slick with it. And then the last play here, I don't have a graph for. So sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I don't know how often we hit where I say like it doesn't really look good. It's like a matchup. Although yesterday, Miles Turner, boy, fantastic game. I mean, he started out of the gates really hot. I told you about hitting, some threes. I think he had two. He would have at least cashed the one there. But he had, a pretty good game. So we were okay. But before I get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. I've seen a few more people hop in the chat here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know if you like Fox or this next play for us to potentially run this little. I want to do this 10K challenge, guys, but when we're doing 3-4 legs, like it just doesn't really work. I don't know. And then you mess with odds and it's in your head and it's like, it's got to be plus money. I got to add this one more, or let me do this, or let me tweak it. And now we're messing around and you're tinkering just like fantasy football on a Sunday. Then you pull Ayuk off and he goes for 250 yards. But yeah, third play is going to be Steph Curry over 26.5 points. No graph. Like I said, last time he faced the Bucks, he scored 36 points on them, but that was literally 350 days ago or something like that. It was early March of last year, March 16th, possibly. So I might have been right with 300. How many days? I got all kinds of. I think I said it right, but I forgot. Anyway, on the year, the Bucks are allowing the fourth most points to point guards in the league. Curry is coming off a horrendous game against the Celtics, right? He scored 4 points. I think he was like 0-9 from three. So the volume's there. The volume's always going to be there with Curry. But he scored 4 points. That game, what was that, on Saturday or something? I think I even talked about this just the other day. I was out and about in the neighborhood doing stuff, helping somebody move. I came home, the shower, checked the scores, and it's like, what? The Celtics are beating the Warriors by 50 points at halftime. So I don't even know if Curry played the second half, to be honest. So terrible, terrible game. This isn't a spot. The Bucks can be really good, and then there's times where it's like, what are the Bucks doing? And then like you'll see the fan base on Twitter. They're like, this is why the Bucks aren't ever going to win they're not going to win a chip again or whatever. Anyway, so I don't remember if I said it, but the Bucks are allowing the fourth most points to point guards of the league. Curry coming off a really bad game. I'm sure somewhere, if I really looked really hard outside of just in my head, I could probably find it when Curry shoots, 0 threes, or he has a really bad game. What's the stats of him coming off of it? Like Curry bounces back. Like Curry does not put up 2 bad games and 2 days in a row, if that makes sense. He tends to bounce back in a big way. He'll have 5 or 6 threes or something like that. The Bucks really have struggled against high usage guards, and it's just like a perfect spot for Curry to get after it. Not to mention that this is the late game. I don't know if there's TNT games on or anything like that today, but this would probably be the TNT primetime game if there is one today. And with me doing that, I'm trying to look here really quick. It's on ESPN. It's on ESPN at 10 o'clock. So it very well should be on TV. Primetime game, primetime Curry, hitting those threes, putting them to sleep kind of thing. Honestly, in my opinion, I think between Curry and Fox, I think I like Curry a little more in this. If you guys wanted to mess around with doing that rollover type challenge, like I said. And with this, it's hard because it's like you almost want to. I don't know how you guys are betting. I'm just kind of giving you guys as your information. None of these three plays, I'm going baseball heavy today in terms of the VIP and the Discord. I don't know if you guys are in that or not. These would all be recommended if it's a minus 115 to bet 1.15 units. All my bets are always, that's the way I play them on here. I've talked about it before, whether I've talked about it recently. That's recommended to win 1 unit. I don't know if Curry's sitting at 130 and Fox is sitting at 106, but I think Curry has a big upside. And then Fox has kind of had that like goofy, that Fox has been Fox, right? They also have some like Sabonis can have a really good game. Keegan Murray sometimes comes out of nowhere. They've got some good players, and Curry is the Warriors sometimes live and die by Curry and obviously by the three. And sometimes Clay, has a good game, but Pods has been starting, but I think he's been banged up. It's just guards against the Bucks have been doing pretty well for us. So I think we probably do Curry. Couple people in the chat are leaning Curry, so I think that's the way we'll go. And I started to talk about it. I don't even think I got to it, but if you guys are betting full units, or if you guys even know what unit management is, it's a percentage of your bankroll. So like if I'm betting $100 on games, you might be like, oh, that's really good, but like maybe I have more money. On the reverse side, somebody could be betting 10,000. It's like, oh, he must love that bet, but maybe he's got 500,000 in his FanDuel account. So it's a percentage of the account that's in your bankroll. I would still bet all of them fully like you would normally, and then put something on the side as we're going to try to start and mess around with this pick of the day. We're going to put $10 on this. I don't even know what it is, to be complete. I'm going to try to pull it up without being too. I got all the books are on. I got minus. Oh, it looked like it moved actually. That sucks. So Curry right now is at 27.5. Although I think it was on DraftKings that he was at 26.5. Give me just a second. I usually use FanDuel, but then I go hunting for lines, and then if another's better, then obviously I use that. But FanDuel is normally my like go-to. Oh, it did move to 27.5. I think I'm still okay with that. It's probably just getting pretty public. We'll ride Curry. It's going to be 27.5. So let's do this recap real quick. I kind of got way off track here. So to recap, lunchtime in the lab here on March 6th, we're going to go with Franz Wagner over 9.5 rebounds assists, De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points. And because I saw it moved, we'll say Curry over 27.5 points. It was 26.5 when I wrote it up, but it moved. So I'll do the right thing here, and it'll be 27.5 is what we're going to track it at, because that's the only thing that is available right now. And for fun, guys, we're going to try to do this little rollover type challenge. So we're going to do Curry as our quote unquote pick of the day. Curry is going to be that bet. I'm at least going to do $10. You guys start at whatever you want. 5 more, that's certainly fine. We're going to put $10 on Curry. That's going to pay out at the odds at minus 108 right now. $9.26. So tomorrow when it hits, we are going to bet $19.26 on the next pick of the day. And we're just going to do it for a little bit. We're going to shoot for at least a few, turn that into some good pocket change, hopefully. And then we're going to see what happens. And hopefully this turns into kind of a cool thing. And then I'll allow you guys to potentially, vote on it and stuff, unless I come into it knowing I was between. For those of you that are just hopping in, I've seen a big spike here recently. It was going to be between Fox and Curry, and going to be our pick of the day for the rollover challenge. But we're going to ride Steph Curry over 27.5 points for our little rollover challenge. And I'm going to make a little bit of I'll do a little bit of like a graphic type thing for it too, guys. So that's it. My wife just texted me. She's heading home. Got some groceries coming here. I got to write up baseball. Somebody in the comments, I don't know if he's still here, says he's ready for college baseball day. I think I got 3 plays coming. So check out the Discord. Link in the bottom there. And I'm going to close it out, guys. Thanks so much for popping in. Like I said, I'm doing this every day, honestly, for fun. Do me a favor, try to find a way to share it, try to find a way to retweet me, tell your friends about it, something like that. Let's continue to see if we can't grow and you guys get on the ground floor of something that's hopefully going to continue to be really cool and turn into something great. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys back tomorrow.